Okay, so let's talk about what we know about standard form. We're looking for a, b, and c. Well, I know the number in front of x squared is a, the number in front of x is b, and the constant is c. So in this problem, example 1, we have f of x equals negative 1x squared plus 2x plus 3. So in this case, a is negative 1, b is 2, and c is positive 3. Now the axis of symmetry, remember, is your formula. X equals negative b over 2a. So I'm going to go over to the side, and I'm just going to plug into that formula. X equals negative b over 2a. Get in the habit of writing down that formula so you can learn it. So I'm going to write down a negative sign, and then I'm just going to fill in. B is 2, so negative 2 over 2 times a is negative 1, and then I'm just going to work that out. Notice I'm writing x equals because my axis of symmetry is an equation. X equals number. And then I'm just going to simplify. I have negative 2 over 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So x equals 1 is my axis of symmetry. Notice I wrote that as an equation. X equals positive 1. Now I need to graph, so while I find my information, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and plot my information. So I know my axis of symmetry. Notice I'm doing a dotted line. X equals positive 1. Now to find the vertex, I know the vertex is the x coordinate, comma y coordinate. And that x coordinate is always going to be whatever that axis of symmetry is. So I know the x coordinate is positive 1. Now to find the y coordinate, I know the x. So take that x value and plug it into the equation. So I have a negative sign in front of x, so negative, and then I'm putting a 1 and squaring it in parentheses, plus 2 times 1 plus 3, and I'm just going to work this out. Negative, I'm bringing down that negative sign, 1 squared is 1, plus 2 plus 3, 5 minus 1 is 4. So my vertex is the ordered pair 1, 4. So I'm going to go ahead and plot this. I'm going to go over 1, up 4. I'm going to plot my vertex, keeping in mind that my a value is negative, so I know that my parabola should end up in open down. Okay, so just kind of keep that in your head. The y-intercept, remember when you're in standard form, the y-intercept is that ordered pair 0, comma, whatever c is. Well, in this case, c is 3. So my ordered pair for my y-intercept is 0, comma 3. I'm going to go plot that point over 0, up 3. And if you'll notice, my vertex should be my highest or my lowest point. And that second point that I just plotted, my y-intercept is lower than my vertex. So that makes me know that I have my information correct. Now, remember that axis of symmetry allows you to mirror a point over. So since I know my y-intercept, I'm going to come over and I'm going to put its mirror image across that axis of symmetry. Now I have 3 points to plot that parabola, but that's really not enough. You really need 2 more points. So I know that my axis of symmetry is going to have my vertex on it. So I know that vertex is my lowest. It's kind of like my middle. And I know that its y-coordinate to go with it is 4. So I'm just going to make a little t-chart here. Negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. Well, when I plugged 1 in, I got 4. And then I know 0 is my y-intercept. If I plug 0 in, 0 squared plus 0 plus 3, I know that y-intercept is 3. And then I mirrored that point across, and it mirrored at the point 2, comma 3. Okay, so I know those 3 points already. So I'm just going to pick 2 more x values, and I'm just going to kind of go in order. I'm going to pick one that's the 1 and the 0 and the 2 are 1 unit away from the vertex. 3 is 2 units away, and I'm going to go on the other side and pick the one that's 2 units away. And then I'm just going to t-chart. I'm going to plug a negative 1 in. So negative 1. So I've got a negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 3. I'm going to work that out, and then I'm going to plug 3 in. So I'm doing negative 3 squared plus 2 times 3 plus 3. And then I'm just going to work this out and get the y value to go with it. So I have a negative 1 squared to 1, so negative 1 minus 2 plus 3. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3, and negative 3 plus 3 is 0. When I plug in a negative 1, I get 0. When I plug 3 in, I should also get 0 because these are mirror images of each other. So when I plugged in a 3, I have negative, and then 3 squared is 9, so negative 9 plus 6 plus 3. Well, negative 9 plus 6 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And when you go plot those ordered pairs, I'm going to go over negative 1, up 0, and over 3, 0. If you'll look, you have a mirror image. You have those good, beautiful points that you can connect and have your parabola.